Hello, guys. Hello, and welcome to today's live. Actually, I want to talk about transforming your fear into your superpower. And by that, I mean, how can you be as soft and as gentle as possible with your body? Now, to say a bit about my story, right? I used to live in very much anxiety attacks where I was driven by fear. So everything I tried to do was like I tried to avoid to stay in this fear, to be in that place. I didn't want to be afraid all of the time, right? So I tried to protect myself, tried to avoid situation, didn't live that fully that I could possibly, right? And over time, I realized, well, I'm shutting down my whole capacity. Like, I'm not alive. I'm not here. I'm not present. I was numbing myself. I avoided a lot of conversations. I was not ready to be in this world, right? I really tried to not be here or not be seen. And so when we start to transform our fear, our really that thing that holds us back, right, is mostly fear, like the fear to really interact with all that you are, with your wholeness, with your fullness, with um, your potential, with everything, right? Fear is really something that needs to be balanced in our life. Um, with that said, it's not about let's not experience or have fear at all. With that said, I mean, fear can be used to transform, okay, because it's energy in our body. So, how can we transform that fear in our body to actually fill it with something that is making us feel alive, right? Making us feel more. And if we are meeting the first time, hello, my name is Patricia. I'm a coach. I help people to transform their lives, especially when it's about fear, how to get back in your center, how can you train your mind, how can you really stand sovereign in your choices, because oftentimes we are not choosing from that sovereignty, right? When we are not really feeling it, when we feel something is holding us back, we only do a certain amount because we feel we cannot go there. That's not possible. So, with that said, I also wrote a book. It calls The Free Fall. And if you want to get that, you can. It's available on Amazon and some other platforms. But it's exactly about that. You see, this book is about learning to really step into your path, step into your mission work, who you are, stepping into all that you are, right? With that gentleness that you are for sure able to do, or hopefully able to learn how to do, because fear holds also a lot of potential. And if we are really completely new here, then please note that it might be sometimes conversations like this can irritate you, or you feel something is moving inside of you. Just allow it to be there and see, like, hey, what is possible for me to explore, right? What can I explore? Is there anything possible for me to take with, right? It's all about having this open mindset and being open and vulnerable, and just listen to the possibility here. So, what I want to do today is to really look into the body and how the body keeps fear in our system, right? Because often this is not something that we can just choose to not feel. it will come in, and it will come in as a sign. It's like, hey, I'm not safe. I'm afraid to do XYZ, right? I'm afraid to talk to this person. I'm afraid to change my job. I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid to have an intimate relationship. I'm afraid to mm, earn more money. I'm afraid to really choose my desire. I'm afraid to love myself fully. I'm afraid to see what is under all these rocks, right? Internally. Like what will happen if I'm seeing something that I have no idea how to deal with, right? If I see so much heaviness, do I really want that? Do I really want to see that? It's this exploration that is happening when we start to look into fear not as a as a something external, something we need to problem solve, but as something like, what would happen if we just fully receive it with all the messages attached? We are so afraid to be afraid, to rather avoid the whole thing, all of it, right? We don't want to go there. It's difficult for the mind to be in this uncomfortable situation, so we talk ourselves out of it. But the very truth is, too, that our body is helping us to see, hey, here you're locked, here you're locked, here you're locked. And it gives you the perfect path, actually. It's the perfect path to walk with both feet. And as soon as you hit fear, or let's say anything that feels heavy and draining and not, you know, just we try to not go there, right? It's such a big chance and opportunity to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to surrender. I'm going to surrender what it means to dive into the possibility that I'm afraid, that I don't know what's next, that I can't control the whole thing. Because I know, and I know that you know, there is something ancient in each and every one of us that can bring us back to that 0 point, the 0 point of where you exist as pure consciousness, as pure beingness, as pure aliveness in joy, in love. But it's not only that, it's also you gonna see the contrast to that. But you see the full picture of it, okay? Instead of just being narrowed. See, there is no such thing as just love and light. But is there something like balanced? Can you see the joy and the love behind, or like circled around that fear, just because it holds the fear in itself? Can you see how that is actually here too, here available for you? Can you allow yourself to see the fullness of that, and not just being afraid? Can you see what it can do for you when you allow yourself to see the full picture? Can you close your eyes maybe for a minute and be like, okay, breathe in and breathe out. Really come in relationship, in connection to your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel how things are just shifting just because you are aware. Allow yourself to go to that point that feels heavy or not really in alignment, right? Not really in alignment in a sense, that's not who I am in my core. See, all those masks that we put on to be somebody, um, to feel needed, to feel a certain way, to having the allowance to exist. Ah, that's an interesting one. All of that. My question is, can you allow it to be just there? Can you allow yourself to feel into the allness of it, the wholeness of it? Can you allow your body to feel that? Can you feel how it's actually holding you? Can you feel how it's making changes inside of your body just because you're present with that pain that you thought you are not going to overcome? But instead of overcoming, you're transforming it. See, you are never really releasing it. You can send it back, yeah, but or return the energy from someone else where you explore fear, right? That's another topic. Not everything that is fear based or doesn't need to be fear based, but it can also be a projection onto you. It can be a belief system that has been passed down from generations. You see, fear is just a signal and needs to be treated as such. And your body is helping you to identify where that fear is sitting. Where do you need to work on? What is it that needs to be seen here and there, right? What is it? Where is it tight in your body, right? And feel into those sensations, feel into what that means. If you're just internally looking and feeling it, and then just holding the hand right in front of that part from your body, you can even touch your body. If you're just putting all your attention there, and all you do is saying, I see you. I see you. I hear you. It's okay. And feel how that abundant love that is existing in this world, feel how that, you could even say that's Christ consciousness, right? The rose consciousness of Christ. Imagine how that is actually infiltrating that area of your body. Imagine how that very spot is just filled with light frequency. It's just filled with all the codes that you need that are in your highest good, that will replace whatever is there that is not meant to be there anymore and be transformed, be released. Feel how that is changing your whole structure of the body, how you can all of a sudden feel lighter, feel more in peace, feel more joy, right? You came here to feel and explore joy. You came here to live, to walk the path, but you also came here to have fun, to love, to feel loved. Okay. And besides, just because you're on this path doesn't mean that nobody gets you. I don't know what this whole thing is all about. Like, if I start to work on myself, then nobody will understand. Um, to be honest with you, there has been so many times where I have been so positively surprised, where people said all of a sudden, like, hey, you know what? I feel the exact same way since so long. And I'm so glad you shared it. I'm so glad you went the extra mile to inform me that this is not unusual because I wouldn't have had the guts to stand up and to say something. And I'm like, whoa, really? Like, that's impressive for me because that means that I'm not the only one, which is really nice to hear. So you're not the only one who experience fear in a certain area of your life, but you're also in a group, in a community where this is beautiful in itself to be felt, to be seen, to be acknowledged, and it helps you to express who you are, express what you are every single day, right? See, this is what I'm teaching since quite a while now, since 2018. I have built my own company, and this is exactly it, right? It's all about how can I come back into the presence of myself, of my essence, and allow that part of me that I did not accept in back to reconnect with myself, reconnect with who you are, right? And if you want to know more about that, then go and read the book. It will help you. There is also a course, by the way, available, which will help you as well, to really dive one step deeper, because there we will do more energy work. We will do more somatic body work. We will do more coaching work, and that will be supportive of your own journey. So if you're someone who holds a lot of fear, who holds a lot of internal beliefs that you need to be a certain way to show up, or you cannot be the person you truly are because you would stand out in so many different ways, I want you to know that all of this is okay. You see, all of this is okay. And by the way, like, the chat is really quiet, so this is interesting too. Mm, you can actually find, I will drop the link down below as soon as this video or this live is done. If you want to join the course, it's 50%. So, but before we go, or before I talk more about that, let's really go back into your body and feel that tension in your body that is stuck, feeling how this is making you unable to move, unable to go forward, unable to become who you're meant to be. It's almost like you're crawling out, but it holds you back. So go back to that part that feels heavy and tight and at unease. And can you invite it into this space and let it be in this crowd just right in front of you? Imagine like you would see it, and it would be surrounded from rose quartz stone, but crystalline light with earth coats, but also heaven angelic coats. Imagine it would be filtered and recentered and realigned. Imagine that ball that is helping you to transform something, right? Become lighter, and start to feel how that very pain point, how that has been training you for something. What was the training for? Where did it push you? What did you have to learn here? Are you able now to let it go fully? Can you let it go and be like, hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing up, because it kept me a certain way so that I could transform myself. See, we always think that we are transforming fear, but what we are actually transforming is ourself in a way that this fear is not needed anymore. You see, the fear itself is just a signal and it shows you where you're stuck. On the other hand, it's not really being stuck, it's just something that needs to get out of the way before you can move past that. So imagine how that crowd above you or in front of you, in front of your heart, is getting fully cleansed, cleared, and purified for time, space, and reality. All cords detached. And either way, you can say, go back to where you came from, or to source, or allow me to see what I'm meant to see in this very moment. And allow the codes to come into your body, to be transformed into your body, so that you can actually work from that part next time. Can you see how this golden light is actually coming into your heart and filling you fully, totally, in its totality, in wholeness, and in pure light? Can you see how it's moving through you, how it's recalibrating, how it's releasing the tension that you felt before? Can you allow yourself to soften and to be like, okay, I can let it go. I can feel some of you are holding on to it who watch this later. It's almost like, well, but who am I without this fear? It's like this grief that comes up. Let it be here. Let it be present. Who am I without that? It's also your identification, right? Drop it as much as you can. And with that said, can you sense how it's almost like rippling from you or from where you placed it before? It's like, does it call solidified? Like it's not there anymore, and it has been like transmuted and transformed into your whole body. Can you feel how soft it is around your heart and around your root? Use your hands to really make sure that this is connected to your body. If you can't feel yourself that well, you can also just touch yourself and feel how that is not anymore part of you. Instead, you actually hold something new. Now, the question is, what is that new? And what is that grief that we were just talking about before? Is that grief something that is now present? Or is that grief something that you want to look into further? It would be a good time to actually take a notebook and really write down what that means for you. What does it mean to feel the grief after you released fear? Fear is something that is not against you, it's for you. But it's so hard sometimes when it's really weighing you down and you don't know how to really stay present in that. So allow this grief to be present. Allow the new to come in, whatever it is for you, right? Feel how it is moving through you. Feel how it is mm, going through your whole bones, through your blood, through your veins, through your cells. Feel how it is changing you from inside out, right? And if you need to do this a couple of times, please go and do it. You have all the time in this world to maneuver here and to get yourself in a space where you feel held. So imagine now that you are in your own garden internally. Internally. It's a beautiful garden. It's full with roses. It's full with flowers, whatever flowers you like, whatever you enjoy. And start to imagine that you're walking around feeling those roses, those very roses that you were afraid before to see, that you touch them. Use it as symbolic for whatever they stand for. Maybe for people, maybe for environments. Maybe for your cat, I don't know, right? And start to maneuver slowly but surely, one step after the other. Feel how joy is actually present here, you see. Fear doesn't mean the absence of joy. It just means it is really, really in your face sometimes. But it's because we waited quite a long time to feel it. This is why it's getting so big. So, but if we transform that one, and if we let it out, and if we feel how things are shifting, see, I'm doing this thing just to clear the channel, clear the chakras, clear my aura. And you can do exactly the same thing. It's a conscious clearing of all the debris that you have built in your system. You don't actually need to see a practitioner to do that, right? It's about, can I do it also for myself so that I get a feeling how it feels like when it's okay, when it's good. What I'm always trying to teach my people is that listening to your own heart is the most powerful thing that you can do. Because if you can listen to your heart and towards to your direction, you are at the place where you can decide to move either way, left or right. But if you're waiting for someone to tell you that left is way better than right, then you're not walking your path or your choice. You don't know if that what they choose is in your highest good. And this is what you aim for. You aim for your highest good all of the time in the highest protection, right? So while you're walking in this garden, imagine how things are shifting internally of your body. So you could even imagine that you're looking inwards and your whole body looks like this garden. And there are some places where it's dry, and some places where there is a bit more mud, and some places where there is a lot of flowers, and some places that need a bit more sun. So all of this you can use as a symbolic kind of scene, but I can actually see it in my inner eye, like how it looks like. How is my arm, my ear, my my head, like how does my inner garden look like? Where is it that fear needs to be transformed from my whole body presence? See, your whole body needs a cleanse from this always fear triggered um, places, because we are doing so many things to fear ourselves, right? We open the news, we look into the world, we talk to people who may actually have some kind of fear based beliefs, you see. Now, all of this is valid, and I'm not saying don't explore that. You can if you want to. But if you grew up like me, you want to also experience and explore some peace. Okay? You are here to explore some peace. And mm, if you are not here to explore peace and some divine union, right? This like real love of for existence, right? You may actually question yourself, well, what am I trying to do here? What am I trying to live and bring forward? Because I can tell you it's not fear. It's not fear. You're not meant to always experience fear. So, in this inner garden, really go and collect everything that you can. For the mud, put some sun right on top, right? For the flowers, give them some water. Put some gratitude in it, right? Some gratitude from your heart. Put it in your garden, put it in, and see what it does for you. Like, how does it transform you just like that in this ease? How does the sky look like? Is the sky something that, you know, maybe needs a little bit more blue because it's super cloudy? Can you pull away the clouds? All of this is internally, and it's you can look at it from like imagining part of you, or you can sense that your body is actually attached also to it. So how is your response to that? How does your body respond to that? Feel into this, feel into the sensation. What is the message back? What does your body say here? Okay, so open up the heaven's door, right? Allow yourself and your garden, your body, allow it to be pierced with this Christ consciousness, which is the 0 point also, which brings you back to that origin. So imagine how this purified light is coming all the way down to your body, to your own garden, to your own heart, to all of the chakras, to all of the places next, okay, to your aura, to the meridians, to the veins, to the blood, to the bones, to the whole package that you have. And allow it to be fully pierced by it. You can imagine it's coming down like the picture in the back, how it's actually maneuvering, coming down from the heavens and really piercing your whole garden internally, how it's making it feel, what do I feel? There is a lot of grace. There is a lot of purity and joy coming in. So feel for yourself, right? How does that make you feel when you allow all these places that feel kind of dark? Let all of it be pierced by that consciousness. Okay? Maybe you send also some of it to your inner child. I know firsthand that the inner child loves doing that. So imagine your own inner child standing in that scene of your garden, running around, having fun. Imagine that it gets pierced with that pure love, with that unconditional love from Christ consciousness, and how it's actually feeling and internalizing this love that it may have never felt. You may have never felt this whole in your whole life. And this actually may bring some tears to you, and that's okay. Let your body release whatever needs to be released. We are doing a lot of releasing here. I can feel that. You see, a lot of things that were not true, a lot of beliefs that are not true are coming to the surface, are coming to the understanding that that may have not been the whole truth. Feeling when things are not true. So while you're maybe sitting now in this garden and your inner child is running around like all happy, got all the toys wanted, all the attention and love and all the needs covered. Imagine you're sitting there in your own inner garden and be like, okay, if I'm coming from this purity, from this pure place, what is it that I want to bring forward in this life? What do I want to, or how do I want to serve humanity? How do I want to show up? How do I want to express myself? What work do I want to do? Maybe be super practical. How much money do I need? Where do I need to live? Okay. And write that down. Seriously, write it down, grab your journal, and maybe even come back to this later. Feel how this is gonna support you in every single area of your life. And I go one step at a time. I don't need to do 100 things at the same time. I can actually walk and see only 2 steps in front. And that's going to be okay, because we're going to call trust in your own abilities, in your own gifts. So feel how that trust in yourself, in your own abilities of why you came here, okay, in your highest good. See how this is coming in your belly, and feel how that is serving you in your highest good. Feel how your belly is actually getting slightly bigger and extended. Like, feel how that chakra is clean and clear, but also sovereign. Okay, what is most important in this journey for me is that I'm making sovereign choices. Choices that are chosen from me, from my clear line. I want to be very clear in why I choose what I choose. What is it that I truly, truly need, want, and how do I move forward with what I know? And sovereignty also means that I'm not listening to things that are not in my highest good, you see. Fear is not about, it's not in my highest good, but acting on fear is not in your highest good, because it will bring you into places that are either way just putting a band-aid on, but it will not help you solve the issue. It will not help you to look at the roots. Often we are not looking at the roots when we talk about fear or anger or frustration, maybe even hope, okay? All of this is not about I'm acting in my highest good. All of this is about how can I problem solve? But we are not problem solving here. We are looking at the root cause of why you're here. What is it that brought you out of sovereignty into this place? And can you look at it clearly? Can you hold yourself in that? Can you be so present in that? And can you love yourself deeply in that and be like, okay, that's just another round. Maybe you've done the rounds 10 times or 100 times. I don't know. Sometimes I thought like I'm doing certain transformations 100 times, but actually every single time was a bit different. I learned a bit more, but just not that enough, enough for a cycle to be completed. So I ask your garden, is your cycle complete with whatever you started in the beginning? Is it complete? Feel into that. What does that mean for you? Okay. Now, one more time. Be kind with you after this one. You just soften into something that you may have not experienced before. It was some sort of transmission. It was some sort of handing over some light codes to you. Okay, so just go slow and don't over push just to get things done. It's not about getting it done, it's about sensing it and then feeling into the next step and then go and do it. But do it slow so you're not missing the next thing, the next exit, the next part. It's not that you can miss it, but it's like, may as well not want to do an extra route, right? I don't know about you. So, once again, if you want to join the course for this one, where we will do exactly what we have just done here, come and join until the 20th. So, that's 3 more days. You have 50% off. So if you want to come and join in a community where you feel safe and seen, and you're ready to release, you're ready to transform, you're ready to look into what is not yours, okay, hand it back to source, and feel with your heart. Feel with your heart. Get reconnected from who you are, like your essence, and then see what is possible for you from that spot. There is an additional course which calls the Temple of Sensuality, which is way more into goddess area, okay? It's way more into creating from sexuality. Like, how can I move in my feminine? How can I be in that presence more? How can I show up? That's also 6 months, and it will be complementary. So baseline, you will get 2 courses for one price, which I find is pretty cool. So with that said, if you like this video, please share, subscribe, and comment. I will for sure read them. And I'm super excited to have a course with you and to show up here in a live more often. It was actually quite fun and that was quite spontaneous. So I don't know. Let's maybe do this more often. Hey? Okay. I see you another time.